Yeah, we're still offline.
It says I'm live now. I've been live for a minute. Try it again.
There we go. We popped up.
All right. Good deal.
Yeah. Welcome Vlogs back. So.
Hey, Vlog, is your real name Farik? I remember seeing a community post you did, and it said Farik and gave a phone number. I just want to make sure that I'm not calling you by the wrong name. And Vanessa Kitty, I did not mean to cut off when you went live. We just got booted out for some reason.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yep.
Thank you all for stopping by. We appreciate it. Appreciate the time out of your day to hang out on the beach with us here in Miami. And we got a guy over here. He's checking the crab traps over here in his little boat. I was wondering why this guy was out there in his little boat a minute ago, and then I saw, oh, those are his crab traps. He's had crabbing or getting lobster, whichever he's doing. I'm going to guess it's crabbing, though. It's the perfect beach day. Not too hot, not too cold.
I'm gonna walk myself down the beach the other way.
All right.
Oh, Bopoc says hi.
Hey,
Go
Bopoc.
ahead and use that for
Oh, thanks, son.
chat there.
Where you up to, Bopoc? I don't know, always fun. You didn't get in a wreck, did you, Bopoc? I hope not. I've got my old phone that I'm using down here on the beach. Kind of didn't want to bring my new phone down here, so the video is not great. No, it's not terrible. Oh, yeah, health insurance, that's just as bad as bad. We were in a wreck like 3 years ago, and I think they're still sorting it out. There's USAA and my insurance company, my personal health insurance. But USAA is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I don't recommend it at all. And I think it's a shame that I don't know what these military kids do, because it's pushed on them to get USAA insurance. But I think it's overpriced and the service is terrible. We were in a car wreck where uh, we were calling after the wreck where the car was totaled while we were waiting on the ambulance to come and take me. We could not get a hold of anyone live at USAA. And it took, I don't know, 6 hours to finally reach a live person on USAA. Yeah. Man, the cruise ships just, I think there's a cruise ship every day leaving out of this port. It's crazy. I'll show you this one. I don't know if you can see it over there. It's massive. Yeah. I've done a gambling cruise before, but that's about it. And I didn't even gamble. I don't know, where Chris and I go, I kind of like to hang out at the islands a little bit longer than a day trip. Kind of get to know the locals, get to know the real food and politics and economy, that type of thing. One thing I learned when we were in St. Lucia, I, we were downtown in the capital, and I saw all these like used book vendors, and they were like books without their covers on and everything. I couldn't understand. I thought, well, I mean, people must like to read a lot in St. Lucia. But then I found out, I went to buy the chef at the hotel we stayed at. I asked, he said he put out a cookbook and to order it on Amazon. I was like, well, can't I just get it up here at the gift shop at the hotel? He's like, no. And you can't get it at the gift shop at the hotel. Why? Missed it. Missed it by that much. Can't get the books in St. Lucia at the hotel because the tariffs are so high on books that they don't import books into St. Lucia. And we had college students begging us to send any college science or math book to them that we could get our hands on. It was crazy. So if you ever go to St. Lucia, take college textbooks. You probably pay for your vacation. Yeah, St. Lucia's pretty cool. Our favorite island in the Caribbean is Martin on the French side. We've done, we did the Dutch side for a couple of days, and then we went to St. Kitts for a few days, and then we flew back to St. Martin and did the French side. And I told my pseudo daughter about it. That's where they go now every time she needs to get away and relax. She's going to St. Martin on the French side now. So, but yeah, some islands, the smaller islands, sometimes you can get by with just you know, a few days and hit another island. But St. Lucia had enough to keep us entertained and busy. Between the botanical
Agua,
tours,
cerveza, muy fría, ice cold, water and beer.
uh, but yeah, St. Kitts was, yeah, it's good for a few days, and then you pretty much hit everything you need to see. And then the one good thing about St. Kitts was we had a taxi driver from the hotel. She said, "Hey, if you want to tour the island, I'll give you a tour." So we called. I think her name was Lucinda. Called Lucinda back to give us a tour, and she took us all over the place. You know, it was great. Told us the history. Of course, you know, our questions are about politics, economics, what does the future look like, that type of thing. And tell you what, at the end of the trip, she quizzed us. She quizzed us on everything she had talked about. It was so funny. It was great. I think more tour operators should do that. It was fun. She was a blast. Yeah, I've been to St. John's. Yeah, it is so fun. Never know what you'll run into. Yeah, yeah. Uh, oh wow, this advertisement is 11 Life tonight. It's Murder Beats Live. Murder. That sounds so enticing. I can't stand it. Um, hey Michelle, how are you? Good to see you. Um, but yeah, Bopak, even when we stayed in Belize, we stayed on the island of Ambergee Cay, and the same there. Even though you're close to land and it's part of Belize, everything had to be imported. So, you know, you pay a premium on the island for that stuff. But that was a fun trip. We just stayed on the island the whole time. We'd have to go inland every time we wanted to do a tour. So we would have to fly over to the mainland every trip on, I don't know, maybe like a 15-seater Cessna. It was really cool seeing the from that low of an altitude. Carbonation. And it's a Chenin Blanc grape, and they don't export much of the carbonated stuff. And in that region, they only export like maybe all of France. They only export like 27% of their wine. Oh, am I timing out here? Restream's been a bit fickle. I think it's going to boot me off. Oh, that's crazy, Bopak. Let me see what I got here. It shows fine on my live stream. Okay, maybe I just needed to move it. Hey, how's it going? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm live streaming on YouTube. Here. You're all right though. Yeah. So this plane's been flying over. I guess you can see it. Calusa and DJ Purple tonight at Story. So everything's really hopping still in South Beach because of Art Basel. All the stars were in for the art show. Yeah. So when we went to Dominican Republic, and you know, we'd been to so many islands. Of course, they have paragliding, which I would never do. And they have all these cheesy kind of party boat drinking tours, and I just won't do those. But we went to Dominican Republic in February, and that's when the baby whales are born and, you know, start to kind of spread their fins, I guess. But anyway, so I kind of wanted to do the whale tour, but most of those, like I said, they were drinking tours, party boats. And yeah, so what we ended up doing was I was talking to the guy that was booking the tours, and his name was what was his name? Guillermo or something?
I can't remember.
Wait, he was from Dominican Republic, but he was born in the States, and he grew up in Atlanta, up in a northern suburbs called Gainesville. And so I was like, man, you got to help us out. Like, we don't like anything here. I said, are there any helicopter rides, tours we can do to get up to the Bay of Samana, or, you know, private driver or something like that. And he's like, let me make some phone calls. So he calls this guy, and he had a brand new Cessna airplane for training. And so it had kind of like a driver's ed car with 2 steering wheels, 2 brakes, that type of thing, but a plane. And so we're like, sure, have him come pick us up. So he comes, picks us up. He gives Chris like 20 minutes of instruction. And he's like, yeah, we just like pull back. And when you get here, then you pull this lever and we'll go up into the air. It's like crazy. So anyway, we ended up not crashing. But we made it down to the Bay of Samana, and we did see one whale. So that was worth it. It was worth the trip in the little Cessna. But on the way back, the guy was buzzing the beach, and he was maneuvering the plane like, oh, here's a whale. And so he would pitch the plane up and down. And then here's a shark. And he would zigzag the plane. It was pretty crazy. And we went into these like most jagged mountains I'd ever seen. It looked like something more you'd see in Eastern Asia or something, really wild. And once we got up there, it got so turbulent. I thought for sure we were going to crash. And I think he got a little white-knuckled for a minute, but he got us out of there. But yeah, quite fun. Oh yeah, Chris was the co-pilot. I was in the back. It was only a 3-seater Cessna. It was a tiny, tiny Cessna. Yeah. I think I prefer the twin prop 15-seaters to the tiny ones. How about you, Chris?
Bigger the better.
Yeah, bigger the better. I agree.
Ah.
I think they're fun for the experience, but yeah, we lived near a little airport, and I kind of miss living there. There was a biplane that took off all the time for little tours around the city, and they would always put over our house for its landing. But then you also had all the big jets like Coca-Cola, Angel Flight also in the middle of the night. Sometimes those jets to pick up organs for transplants or emergency stuff. Also, when that guy came from Africa with Ebola, that landed there, and I heard all these sirens. I was like, what's all the commotion? I go out in my street and I could see all the police and everything. So I pulled up the news, and it was that guy coming from Africa that had Ebola to go to Emory for recovery. Brantley was his name, Dr. Brantley. So yeah, that was pretty wild. But we have a neighbor that airport near me had opened in 1934 as part of World War II as an air base, and we had a neighbor up the street, and she would always complain about the dang medical helicopters and planes taking off in the middle of the night. I bet she wouldn't complain if it was her life they were saving. But yeah, she should have kind of realized that when she bought the house. I like avionics though, so totally thrilling for me. Yeah, Crazy Kachunk is right. I think in 20 years, we only had 2 planes that had emergency landing.
We weren't
And there was
emergency. They were just like, oh, we're going to land now.
Oh,
Right.
there was that one plane that hit the fence.
Really?
Yeah,
remember
over
that.
near Plaza Fiesta
Oh,
that one time.
Oh, we weren't in that plane. That was the.
No, 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 no. I'm just talking about like over at the airport.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty wild. And then they'd have Good Neighbor Day. And they would have Vietnam helicopters and air show, and that was all free. That was always fun. Man, the pigeons on the beach too.
Yeah.
I missed it today. We were having brunch, and there were two pigeons at the restaurant that were fighting like mad, grabbing each other by the scuff of the neck. I guess they were fighting over territory.
Well, a piece of bread. I think one of them had. I think there was a chunk of bread. They each had it in their mouth trying to pull it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't. I missed that. That's crazy. We haven't seen any too many Florida man or too Florida women moments.
No, not yet. You know, hope springs eternal.
Not yet. Yeah, Chris is always hoping for that. We were down here one holiday season, and it was in Inverness, Florida. And some old guy was driving a lawnmower. What? Some old guy was driving a riding lawnmower in a Santa suit. When he was drunk then. Okay, here's the advertisement that killed me earlier. 11, I guess it's 1111 Life or just 11 Life. E11EVEN. Tonight, Murda, M-U-R-D-A, Beats, B-E-A-T-S, Murda. I don't know. I hope they do gun checks. I just think of the first 48, that C Murda. Yeah, I put a short yesterday, Bopak, when we were down here at the beach. Somebody had left some food. And when they were cleaning up all the umbrellas and chairs yesterday, I guess they flung the food. And the porkers, they're trying to just do their job and get the cushions and lanais put away. And they're having to deal with a swarm of seagulls overhead. That, it's just gross. Yeah. I named it "Don't Feed the Animals" or something like that, lest you have poop on your head. I think that one plane with advertisement, they're just pretty much circling once they get near North Miami Beach.
Yeah.
They're just advertising on South Beach. The points between North Miami Beach and South Beach aren't that far. I used to ride my bike down here. And I lived on 163rd. And we're on about 13th, 14th. So yeah, I used to cruise a little bit when I lived here. Oh yeah. You'll have to check out that short Bopak. Oh yeah, de-icing is the worst. Yeah, Bopak, it's so dang funny. Like, so I've been putting out more shorts than I'm doing lives or regular long form videos. What's funny is watching what attracts people. So I don't know if it's